Here we go. Okay, so the website address, which was up on the screen before, is NRAS Property, so NRAS Property.onyx.net.au. You can also get to it from our main site as well, which looks like this. But this is the page that comes up. And the first thing you'll need to do is under the profile tab here, if you enter your taxable income, you'll get some really accurate figures. So the first thing you should do is decide whether you're investing single, joint, company or self-managed super fund. I'll click on joint here just to show you what it does. It will add another income box there. So the taxable income that it defaults to is 85,000. So we'll just use that for the sake of the exercise. We'll just put in an income here of 30,000 for the partner. Now there's a loan type here. You can select interest only, principal and interest, or capitalized. We usually just leave it on interest only. Most of our investors use interest only. Interest rate 7.25, which I'll just leave in there. The cash deposit. Now, this gets a little bit confusing, but we can run you through it. The cash deposit, if we want to assume that you're borrowing 100% finance, so you might be getting equity from another property, then you just put in $1. Otherwise, it defaults to the minimum cash deposit, which you'll see down here. So we'll just put in $1. We've got it as joint there. Now, from here, sort by average weekly cash flow is the first option that it defaults to. If you'd like to sort by predicted growth or internal rate of return, you can select one of those. We like to leave it at average weekly cash flow. Most of our investors are just interested in seeing what's going to be in their pocket. So we just click on search, and this will order the properties based on the information we've selected up the top. So the first project it's showing us is in Grey Street in Darley, which is in Bacchus Marsh. I might actually just go to the second one, which is Timaru Estate Homes, and the reason I'll do that is just because that's the example that Paul used before. So I'll just run you through this one. So Timaru Estate Homes is showing here a weekly cash flow of $41 a week, based on the details, as I said, that we've put up here before. Now, this just gives you a snapshot of information. We've got the cash flow, you've got some information on capital growth, population changes, etc. Obviously, the price is there as well. When you find a property that you'd like more information on, you just click on the photo and it will bring up some further information. I am aware of the time too, so I'll keep moving along quickly, but we have a manual that we can send you on how to use the website as well, so if anyone's interested in that, you can let me know and we'll get that to you. So this brings up some further information. We've got here, we've got a whole heap of graphs and charts here. We've got equity versus cash injected. We've got growth information. We've got who pays year one. So this is showing you that you don't pay anything. The taxman pays a portion of it. NRAS pays a bigger portion, and the rent is the majority of it. So you can just have a look at all sorts of bits and pieces there. And just down here you'll see a drop down box there. If there's only one property, there'll only be the one to select from, but in this case we've got 6 properties that are available in this development, and you can select on whichever one you like and you can view various information about that project. Now, the very first one that will come up will of course be the one that's producing the most weekly cash flow, so that's why number 4 has come up first. Now I'll just scroll down. Here you'll find heaps of information about the property. You'll see the number of bedrooms, bathrooms, the aspect, the completion date, various information there for you to go away and do some homework on. The supporting documentation down here is an important part to have a look at. So you can view a site plan in here. Now this will vary from developer to developer, depending on what they've got available. There may be one document there may be several. If there's several, you'll be able to flick through them via this little next button here. And then we can just close it off. Property floor plans as well. This will come up and show you the property floor plan. Now this is for number 4 down here. Sometimes it may be just a general one, so you can view that down the bottom there. Click on close. Now the other important thing here is notes on investment information. If you click on notes on investment information, that will tell you everything that's been taken into consideration when coming up with that $41 a week cash flow. So it's taken into account your landlord insurance, it's taken into account conveyancing costs here, all sorts of information there, maintenance. Yeah, so you can have a look at that yourself. I just want you to see that it's there. We haven't had anyone ask if it includes something that it doesn't include, so it seems to have thought of everything, which is great. Just sorry, I've got lots of questions coming through, so they're popping up at me while I'm going through this. Okay, we've got map and street view here as well. You can click on that and that will take you to Google Maps and you can have a look around the area. And sorry, just back under supporting documentation, you'll see Discover Bacchus Marsh website. You've got council website, so there's loads of information that you can find in there, so you can do all your research in one place. Lots more details down here, features close to, I won't go through everything, I just want you to know that it's there. And we'll just go back up to the top here. So the next thing that I want you to be able to use is the investment report. There's a project report and the investment report. The investment report actually includes both, so I'll just show you how to use that for the time being. You can click on that, and that will come up with some details here. We can just type in Tom Smith and Joan Smith. There we go. And you can click on the boxes here that all of the things that you'd like to be included in this report. And if you've looked at several properties during your search, it will actually bring up all of those properties for you to compare against each other. And then you click on Generate Report, and it will produce a PDF document for you, so you can print that out and go and talk to your partner or just have a good read of it while you're making up your mind. I'll just quickly close that. It doesn't normally take long to generate that report, but I just wanted you to know that it was there. Obviously these ones here are fairly straightforward, adding to your shortlist and viewing your shortlist. Now once you've found a property that you're interested in, you can click on this reserve button. Now this will reserve the property for you for 48 hours. But if there's several people that have reserved the property, the first person that pays their $1,000 holding deposit will get first option at it. So it's important, if you're interested in purchasing a property, you can reserve it, but you'll need to pay your holding deposit as soon as possible. So have a chat to us and we'll get you the details for where to pay the holding deposit to. We can even get those to you beforehand so you can reserve and then pay your deposit immediately. So you'll need to fill in as much information here as possible. Now the vendors of these properties, so we're selling them on behalf of the vendors, they like to have as much detail in here as possible. So don't just put in your nickname. We want your full name, first name, surname, your full address. We need to be able to contact you. All of this information will go into the contract of sale. It can certainly be changed, you know, if you decide to put it in a company name instead or whatever, but we want to know that you're fair income, so we want to have as much information as possible. If you've got your solicitor's details, put those in as well. Obviously Onyx Legal would certainly be able to look after that for you as well. And mortgage broker, if you'd like Onyx to look after that, you can fill those details in there as well, or if you've got someone else, you can put those in. And then if there's any notes or special conditions, you just type them in there, type in those letters that you see there, and when you click send and print form, that will notify us that you've reserved that property. And from there the process begins, as we discussed earlier. So that's how you reserve a property. Now just quickly, I'll just go into assumptions if you want to change anything here. So this will default to whatever the capital growth is in the previous chart. If you think, well, I don't actually think it's going to grow by that much, or I actually think it's going to grow more, you can change these details here. So let's just say I think it said that let's just have a quick look. Yeah, 9.46%, so that did default to the correct number. Let's put in here, just for argument's sake, we'll put in 5%, and we'll go back to, we'll click on Save Changes, and we'll go back to Profile, and let's just say interest rates go up to 8%. We can put that in there as well. Save Changes, and then so you can work out different scenarios to make sure you can afford the property, and you'll just see the different changes to the graphs and charts once you do that. So that's just a little example of how to use the website. There's lots of features on here that I haven't been able to cover off on, so but these are the main ones, and that will allow you to at least get started and reserve your property. And as I said, we do have a manual that we can send you, so please let us know if you'd like that manual. Otherwise, you can also give us a call while you're on the site, so that we can talk you through it. I think that's probably enough from me on the website. If I had more time, I'd certainly spend a lot more time going through everything, but we've got so many questions that I'd like to get to, so if that's okay with everyone, I'll just quickly read out these questions.